or be here forever, how the story begun.
No matter what they do,
Ayo, type in Ty Phoenix on all streaming platforms.
the call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do.
Make sure y'all check that music.
They can never stop us.
Hey yo, St. Laz, if you love what I'm doing on this channel, feel free to send me a Cash App donation or 3. Hey yo, author Avery Brown just dropped part 2 to one of the most critically acclaimed books in the streets, The Blood Sagas. Part 2 is out now, Blood and Betrayal. Go to thebloodsaga.com and cop that now. Tell them Z-Man Suicide Polo with the Ski Man sent you. Hey yo, shout out to my bro Shrine B out of Jersey. You heard, check his new single with the bro Ransom. You heard, go on Spotify or any streaming platform and check this joint out. Matter of fact, I'ma pin this joint in the comment section so you can't miss it. You heard, leave a comment, tell him Z-Man sent you. You're broadcasted live from New York City. It's the hottest channel on these YouTube streets. The best jail stories and hood stories are here. Make sure you subscribe today. LAZ.
And I fall backwards. So he lands on top of me, and now Son is on top of him, just stabbing the shit out of him. Bam, bam, bam. I'm praying that he don't miss him and stab me in my leg, right? The bro got me from under my armpits, pulling me out from under Son. Like, yo, get up, get up, get up, twin. Yo, did I ever tell you about the day we went and got a scorpion and a tarantula and fought that shit? Yo, me and a couple of my people was just chilling, and of course, you know, we had a couple L's in the cipher, and we like started talking like, yo, what do you think will win a fight, a scorpion or a tarantula? Like, yo, let's find out. So, like, we probably buy them shit to the fucking pet store, right? So the first pet store we went to, we fucked up. We were talking out loud about this shit, and the pet owner heard us. He like, yo, but I'm not selling you pets to kill, like to fight. I'm like, yo, there's scorpions and tarantulas. You give a fuck, really? All right. So we fucked up, went to another one, got him, bought like a little cage. We called it the Circle of Death. And we dropped them in, sparked a blunt, and we watching them. And they sizing each other up, running around the cage, right? And we had a feeling, like we figured that the scorpion was gonna win just because of his exoskeleton off rip, right? Like the spider was gonna have a hard time getting through his exoskeleton. But I knew the spider was faster and he was bigger than the scorpion. But after like 15 minutes of them going back and forth, spider running around, dropping on top of him, eventually the scorpion caught his leg, wow, ripped his leg off. Caught another leg, ripped it off, wow. And then finally he just caught him with his tail and just started mink, 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 mink. He caught him with a claw and with the tail, and then after like 25 minutes or so, eventually the tarantula got murked. But yeah, I don't know what just triggered that thought in my head from the rabbit shit, but yeah, we fought a fucking tarantula and a scorpion. And the scorpion came out victorious, you heard? Is a cautionary tale, right? So I'm in Clinton and I was keep locked and I'm getting off that day. So as I'm in there, you know, I'm hearing people talking below me and I'm picking up on the lingo, so I know something about to pop off. I'm not exactly sure what. And as we go to the mess hall, boom, I pop out, we go to the mess hall. I got one of the other bros from Albany with me, right? And as we in the front of the line leaving the mess hall, in the back of the line, before they even get out of those two doors, Son got shot, boom. So when he gets shot, he turns into the wall, and I guess Son that shot him was feeling like, yeah, Son, ah. But he wasn't scared enough, and he was digging real quick, taking out the sword, you heard? I nigga backed the whole sword out on him. Now, boy that cut him is doing a 20-yard dash. He's gone. He's running up the hallway at me, and I'm so locked in on like what's going on, and son's chasing him now that it honestly my reaction time was off. It took me a minute to realize like, oh shit, he's getting close. So by the time I try to get out the way, he ends up tripping and falls, like dives like 5 feet forward, and ends up tackling me, right? He like wraps around my thighs and I fall backwards. So he lands on top of me, and now son is on top of him, just stabbing the shit out of him. Bam, bam, bam. I'm praying that he don't miss him and stab me in my leg, right? The bro got me from under my armpits, pulling me out from under son. Like, yo, get up, twin. Gets me up, boom, we on the wall. They spray the whole fucking hallway. Ain't nobody can see shit. I didn't get caught up in it. They knew I guess I had nothing to do with it. But I was just praying that he miss him and stab me in my fucking leg. That shit was crazy, bro. Son fell on top of me and he's just getting stabbed, just screaming, chill. It ain't that serious. Like, what you mean? You just blew this nigga's face open. It ain't that serious. Apparently, he feels different. But when he seen him back that pick out, man, all that tough shit he was talking after he just shot a kid, you know what happened? Motherfucker shoot somebody, start talking that super gangster took, but when he seen that pick come out, everything went out the window. He just beat feet quick. The boy was on his heels. My dumb ass locked in watching the action, paying attention to that, not even realizing I'm about to get jammed up in the situation. So then I was gonna tell you about I can't even call it a war because it wasn't enough people to really be a war. I guess they were at war. The Primes and the Jets were going at it, and there was probably like, I don't know, I want to say like 6 Primes and at least on the side that I was on, and it was probably like 10, 15 Jets maybe. And they start getting it with the Primes on top of the hill, right? A whole little like mini movie breaks out. And they all getting crazy with each other, right? They all chasing each other down, cutting you, stabbing you, you running, you getting crabbed. But then eventually they start falling through like the where all our courts are set up. So the posts that they got that go across, they falling through them. So them shits is snapping. So now you know what happens. They got big pieces of wood that they chasing around like big baseball bats. Now they just clapping motherfuckers with it. Bang! Now motherfuckers is running back and forth getting chased with them sticks. And then they got the every first of the month, or it's supposed to be every first Saturday of the month or whatever, they give you wheelbarrows full of wood that they chopped up, big logs. And you take that log and you gotta split it more with the splitters they got out there, and then you put it in your potbelly stove. That's how you start your fires and all that. So they got logs. They chasing motherfuckers with big ass logs, throwing it at them. Some people missed. Some got knocked in the back of the head, fell face first in the dirt, out cold. People got what was son's name? He was from LI too, matter of fact. He was I think he was the Primo. He done thrown a boy straight off the top of the hill, man. Like took him by the back of his shirt and his belt and just threw him Superman style forward. Whew. Like he missed the whole first level and just landed on the second level down. Now, if you've never been to Clinton, that's like those walls. I mean, I'm guesstimating, but it's got to be a good 8 to almost maybe 10 feet high, because they're taller than me. Like, I'm 6 foot, so the walls are a little bit taller than I am on each court if you at the back of your court. And he fell past the past the first one, missed the first one, and just landed down at the bottom of the second one. That shit was crazy. Then the second time I seen somebody get thrown off the hill, it was this Spanish cat, Jenky, and I guess he owed the apes bread, and it came to the point where I guess he knew it was lit for him, and one of them, I guess they didn't miss him. They shot him on top of the hill, but they thought he hopped it, right? They shot him on top of the hill and thought he hopped it because he spun off on him after he got hit. but he didn't have it. He was just trying to piece together what his next move was, how he was gonna fucking. I don't think he had a razor on him, so I think he was trying to figure out like how he was gonna come at them, right? So he's like almost in the center of the top of the hill, and he comes. If you're looking up the hill towards the handball courts, he comes down the right side, and he walks all the way across and comes back up the left side. But this time he got like this big ass boulder in his hand, so they're not paying attention. I guess they lost sight of him, and he comes up behind the 1-8 and throws it at him. And Son seen it real quick, so when he moved and dipped it, and it hit the 8 behind him, like square in his shoulder. Boom! It was a big boulder too, like twisted his whole body around. Son almost fell. But the one that he originally threw it at, bum rushed Son now. So now they starting to shake. They're at the top of the hill. They fall, like he tackled them, so they fall from that one level down. So like I said, like 8 to 10 feet, they land down one. When they landed down one, the Puerto Rican kid broke his leg. You can see it. You can see like he snapped his shit. He couldn't put no weight on it, but he still got up, and he lifted up one of the lockers, because there's on each court there's at least one or two, usually two, like little wooden lockers. They're like maybe I don't know, 2 feet by fucking 2-3 feet. And he picks one of them shits up, throws it at him. They start shaking again. Son tackles him again. They fall off another level and go down to another 10-foot drop. And when they did that, he had the Puerto Rican kid actually, like, they flipped over in the air, and the Puerto Rican kid landed on top of him, and he started teeing off on him real quick. But by the time he was in that position, police was already closing in on him, got him, grabbed them both, separated them. But boy, when that shit's happening, like when they fall off the first shit, you just hear, there might be 500, 600, 700 people in the yard at once. They'd be like, oh, you hear the whole yard like, yo, that's crazy. Then they fall off another one. Now everybody's wilding even more. Yeah, that shit, it's just like a mini movie, bro. Them shits turn into little movies. You just be sitting back with your popcorn watching like, yo, this shit is crazy. I can't believe I'm seeing this shit right now. Motherfuckers running all around the yard, chasing each other. This shit gets crazy, bro. And the craziest shit, right? Tell me this ain't the truth, Laz. How does the person that's about to get hit always be the last person to know he about to get hit? Like, how does the whole yard know somebody's about to get hit except him?
Word, that should be crazy. That should be crazy how the word of that shit spread so fast. The whole jail be knowing. Nigga gonna get hit in the yard tonight, and that nigga just be off point.
All the way off point. Like, yo, bro, I noticed immediately. And Clinton I can only really speak for Clinton because I haven't really been to other maxes, right? I did 3 years in Clinton. When you see those flats empty, because the flats are never empty. The flats, everybody's moving, grooving, trying to get on the phone. They busting moves. They talking to people. When you see those flats empty, when you start seeing people getting on their courts and everybody's all mobbed up on their courts, you know some shit's about to go down. So if you notice, like, you're the only one with 4 of your peoples that are walking around in a circle around the sandpit, I never understood how you didn't know that it was gonna be you that was gonna get hit, or something was off at least. Like, your senses should be telling you something's off, that this isn't normal behavior, because that's what prison is. You watch every day is like the same shit, and you can see patterns of shit that's off if you're observing. But it's always the person getting hit that don't know. They be the last one. I'll be up in my court watching. You see the whole play getting put together like shit. They spinning with borders, 3 of them. Next thing you know, they get past the gate and Son just come out at the right time. Now he's moving behind them. You be like, yup, look, tapping your man like, yo, there it is. Watch, boom. And then Son gets shot. That shit be crazy. I done seen police put people in bad positions. Like, I guess if police got a problem with you, right, they gonna do their homework on you, see what they could pull up on you. So there was a white boy named Dirt. They called him Dirt. And I guess he slid through the cracks somehow, because the white boys were usually pretty official with checking paperwork. But you know how that shit goes sometimes. he might get lax. He might know somebody over there from another spot. Oh no, I know son. He might be. I don't know because I wasn't part of this shit. How he slipped through. But somehow he was on the west side too. They check his shit. He comes back to the east side, and there was a white Crip kid there, and he was official too. He was official kid, and he wanted to work out on the white boy court because they at this time, this was before they went at it with the homies, so they had some of the best courts in the yard, and they definitely had the best workout court in the yard. And he wanted to work out with him because the Rips didn't really have a workout court. Like, if anything, they were sharing it with the Rastas or the Muslims. So they were like, "Yo, respectfully, like, we don't let gangbangers on our court." So he was like, "All right, whatever." So I guess a week, 2 weeks, whatever, go by. Now police pull up on the head of the white boys and tell him like, "Yo, I ain't know y'all let rapos in your shit." And you know police could be trying to line people up and do some nasty shit that way. You can never trust them. So someone did his own research and found out that not this case, but a case he was locked up before, he was locked up on some rape shit. So I guess they figured instead of risking one of their own, they turned around to the white boy, the Crip kid, like, "Yo, you want to work out on the court? Shoot him and you're on the court." This kid shot him so smooth. He got so low in the crowd, son didn't even know where it came from. And then by the time he like got his bearings and turned around, he had a grip in his hand too. He seen another official white boy from LI, my son Dirge, who was never coming home. If y'all don't know, Dirge was the one from Corum who people try to book him, and he turned the tables on him. And next thing you know, allegedly, or I guess not allegedly because he got convicted, I don't know, but somehow 2 heads got found behind his mama's house in the sump. So he ended up being my neighbor in Clinton. I ended up becoming really close with him. He's a solid motherfucker from LI, man. Anyway, where was I going with that with Dirge?
They said he had to hit the rape.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, right. Thank you. So, boom, son gets hit, and the kid who hit him got super low, so he didn't even really know what was going on, but he locks eyes with Dirge, and Dirge is just standing there looking at him like, "What you want to do?" And he just didn't want no smoke with him, but I watched the kid just drop his grip in the sand and just turn around with his head down and just walk straight to the bubble like, "Yo, I got cut, I gotta go inside." And that was it. That was the last we seen of him. And that's how I seen that happen so many times, bro, where it's just something that's in you or not. Either you're gonna get hit and respond to it and fight, or you're gonna get hit and you're gonna hop it. You're gonna bunny your shit and walk around the yard looking stupid for a second, and then go up to the bubble and tell him you got cut and you got to go inside. It's crazy to watch because it shows you like human.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you though, bro. You know, I've seen some of the roughest, toughest, hardest niggas get cut, and they didn't respond in a way that people expected them to respond. And I can't say that they pussy because of that, because, you know, I don't know, sometimes a nigga have an off day. I don't know, you feel me?
That's
but
true.
I've
that is
seen
true.
I've seen niggas that was notorious, my nigga. Notorious niggas be in a situation where they did not have a bunch of motherfuckers holding them down the way they used to, and a nigga blew fire out of him, and a nigga just knocked on the bubble. Yo, get me out of here, I got cut. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it 100 times. And then I've seen dudes who got cut and they went fucking crazy. I seen a kid in Green, I ain't see it, but one of my mans got cut. One of my mans was a Latin king, and they kept fucking with this blood kid, trying to make him sign in or get up out the jail. And, you know, they was throwing pressure on a nigga, and the blood kid just wasn't scared at all. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't scared. He came to the yard, and niggas was like, yo, somebody put the nigga on. Somebody said, yo, bro, all of them niggas over there is Lion King niggas, and them niggas, they not gonna let you leave this yard. They gonna hit you. You understand what I'm saying? And soon as they told that nigga that, he was off point, because he had just came up north.
Okay.
He ain't know nothing about how up north went or none of that. You feel what I'm saying? So he just was like, what? Nigga told him that. He was like, what? That nigga ran into the crowd of them niggas and just started doing him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't out there. I don't know if he got cut also, but he definitely cut my man. It wasn't nothing crazy, but he cut my man and shit. Niggas hit me, yo, your man got cut over there. But the police tried to grab him. That nigga cut the police and everything.
Oh yeah, he was in go mode. He was around.
Nigga ain't give a fuck.
I mean, that happens sometimes. Like, I don't know if he meant to cut the police. I don't even know if in this situation the bros meant to cut the police, but
he wasn't dropping the razor. They was telling that nigga to drop the razor, and he wasn't dropping that shit. And he grabbed one dude and just kept carving him. Kept carving the same dude over and over. They was like, drop the razor. And they tried to grab him, and they got cut, probably by mistake. But you know, they don't give a fuck. You
Don't
cut
matter.
one of them niggas, they just all start rushing the yard.
Yup, that's it. It's over. Especially if you cut one of them. If you punch one of them, they doing that. You cut one of them, oh my God. That's what happened in Clinton Mess Hall. After that double 9 shit popped off, we had 2 of the bros that were in D Block that I guess they just heard that it was lit. They didn't know what was going on. And they came out for chow the next morning, and it wasn't even with the Max. They ended up just popping on the Max because they was closest to him. So they getting it with the Max in the mess hall. And, you know, police tried breaking up, get involved. Police ended up getting shot. I think one of the Max and one of the bros ended up shooting one of the cops, and one of them was a sergeant and got hit. And then, of course, you know, that turned into a crazy situation because now one of these got hit, all this other shit. So now, you know, they go extra hard. But yeah, police get cut sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose. I done just seen a video where it looked like they intentionally were going after the police in upstate box. But that's because of all the shit that they be getting put through. That's not a normal situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people don't understand is they see the after effect of an assault on a staff or whatever the case may be. But what they don't tell you is what led up to that assault on staff. That he ain't just come out of nowhere, woke up that day and decided to do something. Not that can't or has never happened, because there are some people that are just out there like that are just looking for action with whoever, you know, especially with police to get whatever. But for the most part, people is just trying to get through their day and do their bit. So when you see something like that where a police got assaulted or cut or whatever, you know, unless it was in the midst of trying to break up a fight, they don't tell you what they did to that man to push him to that point to where he had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the situation I got into in the maintenance building in Marcy, like, I didn't just decide to pop on him. Like, I tried to even talk him out of it when he was getting crazy until I realized there was no talking him out of it. You know what I mean? Like, he had his mindset on what he was trying to do to me. So at that point, I had to defend myself. I wasn't just going to let him fucking manhandle me from behind and choke me out and run me into a wall. Like, nah, that's quiet. But people don't just usually wake up and decide, I'm just going to pop on police. It's because of shit that person has been either doing to them in a build-up situation or on the spot he said or did some crazy disrespectful shit and deserved it. Like, when shit like that happens, it's because you deserved it. When son took his jacket off in Clinton, like I told you about, and got knocked out cold, he deserved that shit. There was no reason why this man can't get on the phone and talk to his family when there's 20 phones open and you got a line of like 50 people waiting to get on the phone, but because you got some type of power and you may not got pussy last night or whatever the case may be, you feel it's your job to try to make everybody else's bed miserable when you're not there for that. You there to do your job, do your 8 and skate, as they say, and stop trying to be super cop. You tried to be super cop and got your jaw broken 2 spots, and laid in the sand for almost 5 minutes before your people's even seen that you were knocked out cold. If people really wanted to be savages, if inmates were really these savages that they swear to God that we are, they'd have just killed police while he was there in the sand. Right?
Motherfuckers don't be wanting to throw their whole life away, even if a nigga got a lot of time.
Unless you got natural life.
Yeah, but who wants to be in a box for 20 years? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
I don't want to. You got some motherfuckers that do, I guess, though. You got some motherfuckers that they just like, fuck it, man. Put me in solitary confinement. Leave me the fuck alone. Got to deal with nobody.
Yeah, there's people I know that got put in the shoe, and every time they about to get out, they make sure they do something to catch another ticket so that they don't get out.
Yeah, you know, some niggas do that so they don't gotta be in population.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. They know when they hit population, they got problems. They don't want to deal with it, so they just stay in the box the whole bit. I could never live my life like that. Just like checking in, like, yo, bro, it broke my heart, lads. Like, but you know, I'm not here to ever sugarcoat nothing or tell lies. Like, my son that I told you took the 7 years in the feds, right? When they handed in the pistol on him and the DEA came, whatever, right? He did them 7 years in the feds, and like I said, he was like 10 years older than me, so he was the one that really showed me a lot about doing home invasions and getting involved with my first guns. Like, I think the first shotgun I had, the first gun I ever owned, me and my other man went half on. And my son I'm talking about right now, his wife, like, bought it for us because they were older. And the first night we got it, we did like 2 drive-bys with it. Like, I was like 14, right? Like, he was showing me everything. So whatever, he does his time and comes home, and a little bit later on, he gets involved with whoever, and he's running up and down the East Coast doing bank robberies, right? Eventually they get jammed up. He gets like 225 months in the feds, right? Which he's doing the time right now. So I eventually get word back. His girl too. His girl ended up doing 9 years in the feds, and she comes home. And this is how we found all this shit out. Now that she come home, I guess he ran it up and owed a whole bunch of money for drugs that he took or whatever the situation was, and had his girl call the jail saying that her husband's life was in danger and so on and so forth. Just because you didn't drop a slip, bro, like, you still ratted, you still checked in. Like, you had your wife do it for you, but you checked in, you ran it up, and instead of going out there with 2 guns up, bro, you checked in. I can't condone that. Like, what am I supposed to say to you after that, bro? Like, I can't even look at you the same after that. You know, like, this is the, you know, this was somebody, like I said, man, that I looked up to when I was younger, and that showed me a lot and was a real G. Like, up until this point, he ain't never done nothing that I could talk bad about that was on some sucker shit. But since when do we start doing that? When we start running up debts and then having our wives check us in, get us out the spot. So when I found that shit out, that shit broke my heart. But
Or be here forever, how the story begun.
No matter what they do,
Ayo, type in Ty Phoenix on all streaming platforms.
the called, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do.
Make sure y'all check that music.
They can never stop us.